So let's get to it.
Bring the bang!
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Rhoda this week. Ooh, yeah. What's up, Dan? How you doing?
What's up, man? Happy Friday. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Happy Friday. I feel pretty good. Hey, it's a back-to-back Friday. Fight Club of Pains. Of course, next Thursday, we'll be back to live on our normal time. We'll talk about that later, man. But, man, it is a crazy week. I got my backpack vacuum, so I was going all over the place, sweeping things up. Nice. It was great, man.
Nice.
I had a great week of fighting, though. Really great week of fighting. It was a smaller class. I think there was 10 of us, and we just ended up to be able to just go right around the room just in a big old circle and just fight everybody, and I had a lot of time. It was great, dude.
Nice.
Fun.
Nice.
How was your work week? Was it stressful for you?
I mean, it's always stressful, but I mean, I finished the wall out front on the top of my hill, so I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
That's good. That's good. Well, everybody, welcome to the Fight Club of Pain. Of course, Dan and I are going to be giving out free bets, parlays, DFS lineups, DFS rankings. Also, the soup can of the week is back on track, and the parlay of pain had a little bit of kickups, just a little different. Picked the right fighter, got a 1 second finish right before the end of the fight. That happens, and you know, sometimes you got to take those losses, but we show how to round robin those and make that money back, man. But man, I mean, this card's starting at 3 a.m., which is literally like 7 hours from now. It's just wild.
Yeah, I will not be watching this one. I'll be sound asleep.
Yeah. If for some reason I am still up, it's going to be very hard for me to sleep. But like I said before, I will not be trying to watch this card because we know what happened last time.
Yeah, you were dead for like 2 days afterwards.
Yeah, literally dead. It sucked. I was a zombie of a man. But of course, like, follow, share, Heat Override, the Fight Club of Pain, and Bring the Pain. Bring the Pain on Facebook. And of course, Dan on the X as well, too. Me on the X. You want to get over to the YouTube. If you're not already there, hit the notifications. Make sure you're looking. It's about to be football season. The Ultra Contrarian Show is coming back. And the Hard Hits Review has a second show, which will be the Tuesday show, which will be the football show. I will specifically, instead of doing the UFC and football combination, the UFC will be reviewed on Sunday. And then, of course, within time, sometimes I take vacations. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to give you a review of just fantasy football for the week. Of course, we have Tano Ram's new division at Dr. Roto. So he's getting that filled right now, and he wants to do kind of a review. He wants me to give my thoughts about that. So the best way to do that is to give it all to you. Of course, at the end of that, you will get my IDP, 1 player of 5 players behind the paywall at Dr. Roto off of my hardest hits review for the waiver wire on that Tuesday. This is how we win in all facets of sports, Stan. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. I always like watching you guys on the on your Ultra Contrarian show. So
yeah, and we're going to be making it a lot shorter. We're going to keep it around 15, 20 minutes instead of going over a few of the players, kind of like some of the other people on our site do. I'm going to bring the same formula. I always bring the 1-1-1-1-1, and then of course I give out the free lineups, and then of course Steve is going to stick it to 1. We're not going to do a 3 of or anything like that. He'll stick to the same format, and then he'll give out his Fuego picks of the week. Of course, you'll get the Macho pick of the week. That's going to be huge. So it's going to just be one of those things where everything is coming together and so much fun. But you got to make sure you got to follow and like Dr. Roto as well, too. Follow his content on YouTube. He's got a lot of videos going on. Of course, on the X, if you're not watching us on Dr. Roto's X's right now, then you definitely want to make sure you hit the notification so you should get your UFC podcast. But this is the biggest thing right here. The code word 2026 gives you 20% off of the different packages we have at Dr. Roto right now. That gives you access to either football season or the entire site, and that gets you your UFC, the tennis. You get Fuego picks of the week. I mean, Fuego Steve just literally 2 nights in a row slated with the WNBA. Had somebody hit like their career high in 3-pointers. I don't even remember the name, but that's why he's an expert of that sport, and we're the expert of this sport, Dan.
That's right. That's right.
Woo! All right, man. It's time to bring the pain. Let's get to our first things. Let's get to the first thing. What's cooking? Oh, yeah. ESPN isn't going to renew their deal with the WWE after 5 years. These are rumors that we are hearing. Dan, are you buying into the rumors or do you see through the cracks of the deal?
I do not understand why they signed with ESPN in the first place. Sports entertainment and sports are two different things. I do not like TKO. I do not like ESPN in the WWE.
Yeah, I can totally jump on board with that. There's been a law, and you're not the only one. Of course, I've seen it myself, but I kind of always just say there's just got to be light at the end of the path. And sometimes at the end of the path of the WWE, we can't always get that good ending. We had to wait a couple of years for Cody to really get that belt. We understand that. But when we're going to flip it back to it, there is cracks, and there's going to be people that feel like you said that this kind of feels like a merge of sports that for some reason doesn't belong together. Is that what you're kind of getting at?
Yeah, it doesn't mix well. It doesn't mix well. I do not want to see Stephen A. Smith talking about what happened on Raw last night. I don't want to see stuff like that.
And I agree with that. And that's why you can follow my content and our content, because I do my top 10 power rankings over at the Big League. So you can read that every week for free. And that's a big thing. And for that, you could just do that. But I'm in that. I'm not part of that. And I don't care if Stephen A. Smith grew up watching wrestling. I don't care. It's about that. Yeah, he has a profession, stick to it. Because this guy is just going to give his analytics pompous stuff that he does. And it's not going to make sense when it comes from a different, standpoint. It's almost the same thing that happened with Rampage Jackson's son. They went and they played with him, and he made it a real UFC fight in the middle of a wrestling ring.
Yeah, exactly. And it just the whole situation never made sense. It was just a money grab, and it hasn't been good in a long time anyway. So,
hey, I agree. There's some good moments and there's some bad moments. There's some good pay-per-views. There's some bad pay-per-views. Yeah. There's some great fight cards and there's some bad fight cards.
Yeah. we got a pretty bad one this week.
Yeah, we do. I mean, this whole card, instead of just making me and you and making Nurmagomedov and Song look so good, I should just put a big soup can and just put the whole UFC logo right in the middle of it. And that was this card.
I mean, this is like watching the Contender Series, except for Ascora and Nurmagomedov. I mean,
yeah, I'm happy to see. I mean, Jack Jenkins, but it feels like, why did they bring Jack Jenkins here anyway? That's usually the Australian fight. I like to see Jack in Australia. I don't know. Yeah, I like that he wants to fight another fight, but for me, I'd rather see it that way. I do like Saruya. I do like Lawrence Liu. I really want to see these people, but I don't want to see, we'll get to some other people. You're bringing in Francisco Nuzzi, Nuzzi. Okay. Now we're getting fuzzy here. It's getting weird. And then, you got so many different things going on. And then when I was doing my stuff, I was of course I use one name and I'm like, oh man, which one's which? And then I knew what it was, but it was just hard. I was all over the place. Yeah. So it's a challenge, but it's something new as too. And we all learn from it. A lot of us analysts and stuff and fighters like myself being an analyst, it's kind of okay, well, I got to get this right. Got to get these names right. Try to do the best we can and put on the best. But also finding tight tape on these people can somewhat be hard.
It was almost impossible. It was almost impossible to find tape on all of these guys.
Yeah. So for me, it was all right, well, we'll just do that. We got off of that, but there's a few people. I mean, it's funny. Kevin Boras is on there. It's cool. It's they didn't even like Boras. They're nah, bro, you don't get to be on Noche. We're sending you over to China.
We're sending you to China.
Boras. You don't get to be on that, man. But man, I mean, no, just bring it up, Noche though, man. My heart, Jose Delgado versus my guy, Gene Silva. Damn, my heart is going to be hurting that pay-per-view, man.
Yeah, you like both those guys. Those are two of your favorites.
Yeah, I know, but I know which way I'm going to be leaning.
Oh,
I already know.
You're always with the fighting nerds. Always.
Yes, I am. Yeah, he's gonna get him down. He's gonna get him down. And Delgado, we'll talk about that. That's what we do. But one thing we do got to talk about is UFC Fight Night 286 in Shanghai, China. In this corner, we have Rick Guilang versus Sakura. Dan, talk about it.
All right, I'm going to start with Ori Quilang. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I give it to you.
All right, coming back after getting scorched in the second round in his last fight, but he does bring power and high volume striking. His aggressive forward pressure and experience should give Asakura problems. Control range, threaten the takedown, and his blitzes will be his key in this fight. Asakura, he finally got in the win column with a knockout in his last fight, but before that, he was 0-2. He had a clean, violent left hook that put Smotherland's lights out cold in that last fight, showing his power is legit in this weight class. He was an elite amateur wrestler and he's a complete striker. Mixed out with his confidence now and his power, he's a dangerous matchup in this fight.
The only thing is I still think the stage was a little colder than Asakura's knockout. Good old Smotherman, dude. Oh, boy.
He put his lights out in that fight right now.
Yeah, he did. And that was easy. That was coming a long way. But you're right about Arik. You know, those wild swings really, really, really bother me. I love his motor, his blitzing style. Me being a blitzer myself, I do that, but I gotta walk in and I gotta take punches. Now that led to disaster in his last fight, and you can't do that with Asakura. Asakura is a little more technical. Now, Asakura has to stay cool in the pocket because if he can see him coming, he'll be able to get close and then utilize the grappling ability he has.
Yeah, he can't get in a firefight with this guy. Asakura, he cannot get in a firefight. He cannot slug it out. He has to slip those big shots that Ari Quilang throws.
Yeah, because and the thing is at times Asakura does throw those things himself, but for me, this goes to body type. Asakura's got that nice lean build, smaller, whereas Ari Quilang is a little bigger, so those swings are going to come wider and they're going to come with more power. So I don't want to see my guy. Well, I already called him. Apparently, y'all know I'm going to pick Asakura right now, but I don't see Asakura wanting to do that, and that's what he's going to have to do. So if he stays cool, that'll get him close. He can get him close to that couch. And a lot of people get when Asakura gets you down, you're getting finished most likely. You're either getting subbed or he's going to ground and pound you. I mean, if he was allowed leg kicks or head kicks while you were staying down like he did over in his other videos, like, dude, he's just kicking dudes on their knees, bro.
Yeah,
he's a killer.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, he looked great against Smotherman, and he also looked really, really good again in his two losses that he had. But I mean, he finally put the whole package together, and he got his head right. And I think he's fighting with a lot of confidence right now.
I think so too. I think he's going to run right through Ari Quilang. So let's hit these numbers real quick. Distance, no, -330. Knockout, -230. Just hit that. I got 3 units on that because, well, so we know we're going to get some subs here. Sub plus 1,100. Dink. We're hitting that. Why? Not because I don't think Asakura's going to get. I think Asakura's live for both, honestly. Points plus 220. Under 1.5 rounds, -106. You can play that either way. No third round, -168. I don't think this goes to the third round at all. I do like the gone in 60 seconds at a plus 1360. Let's hit those Ari Quilang numbers. Moneyline, distance, no, plus 527. Knockout, plus 850. Sub, plus 250. Points, plus 800. Knockout points, plus 390. If you play one thing, you play that for Ari Quilang. Knockout and sub is plus 650. Decision, no bet. Now, if you want to come up, actually, and you really think that this fight's really going to go under, but I feel, and that's where, I mean, I'm saying it's going under. Then you're playing decision, no bet at plus 460. I love that. So it's actually a little better than the knock, than, you could say sub it, knockout and sub it. Well, no, not much. Plus 650. Knockout second to third round. So if this goes late, and say Asakura isn't getting that pressure or getting those takedowns, that power could come into play. I can't let a plus 1,500 on the table for a second, third round. And a first and second round win for Rico Lang is a plus 850. Asakura, moneyline, distance no, negative 201. Knockout points, negative 370. Knockout sub, negative 195. Sub points, plus 310. Decision no bet, negative 750. It's going to be tough, people. We got knockout, negative 165. Sub, 1,900. Points, plus 410. Knockout in the first or second round, hitting that, bam, negative 115. Sub, first or second round, plus 2,200. I'll put money on that too. 20% of a unit. Win in the first, second round is a negative 130. Actually, the negative 130 for the win in the first and second round is just beautiful for Asakura. But of course, to play it safe, knockout and points at negative 370 would be the way with your sub hedge. Dan, what are the numbers telling you?
There's 0 plus money on Asakura, man. Like, everyone thinks he's just going to smoke this guy.
Yeah. That's why we're going to throw down a little bit on that sub. But honestly, yeah, these numbers were a little better this week than they have been the previous weeks, which has been really hard to not only make money, but with some of the finishes not going our ways, or just, having those, last second finishes being a sub, not the knockout points that we had in there. It's just one of those things that just happens. You win on the money lines, but then you lose by the finishes. So for me, that's exactly what we got here right now. And who do you got and by what method?
I got Kaya Asakura winning by second round knockout.
Ooh-wee. Love that second round knockout. Love that. Of course, everybody, as you know, we always go that. Got second round knockout for Asakura is a plus 410. What? FanDuel could add a 10 to that. You could add a 10 to that. I don't know what you was playing us for. We want that 420. We didn't have a 420 last week.
No, we didn't.
420 this week? That's the question. Do we have a 420 this week? We don't. That you'll see. But anyway, yeah, this fight's going to be awesome. I love it. So let's move along. Oh, well, my pick, Kai Asakura. I got knockout and sub, of course. That's my thing that I like. That's the negative 195. That's kind of the best number I could get other than that negative 130. So I'm going to play a lot of that beginning thing. If I get the knockout, we're great. If we get the sub, then we get that plus 2,200, and then we also hit that knockout and sub. But I don't think this enters the third round, which is why I said no third round. All right. Now, in a rare appearance, we actually got a women's fight, Dan. Woo!
Yeah.
We got in this corner, Jan Janan versus Denise Gomes. Dan, talk about it.
I'm going to start with Jan Janan. She's 1-2 in her last 3. The former title challenger is looking to get back on track. Jan has a well-rounded skill set with wins by knockout, submission, and decision. She can win fights multiple ways and doesn't have to rely on one facet of her ability. Expect her to use the feints, fast footwork, and her high fight IQ to neutralize Gomes' aggressive style. Gomes, she's on a 4-fight winning streak and has been steamrolling that strawweight division. Gomes has elite striking, lands at high volume, and has knockout power in both hands. Expect her to close distance behind that snappy jab, get in the pocket, and throw bombs.
Woo-wee! Love it, man. And that's exactly what I got. So, of course, on the on side, I love her solid boxing, but she is kind of frantic. She does remind me of a Riku Lang in some ways, but I don't really think she needs this to go to the ground. So this is where I think it's going to be a full striking match, which is really cool, especially when it's women's MMA. You get to watch a couple women just slug it out. So and she needs to stay with that. But the problem is, and what I really do like Jan, she doesn't back down. She makes sure she stays in the firefight. But when she gets into those wild swings, this is what's going to happen. Gomes has been known for her counterpunching, and her counterpunch is always her reverse punch down the pipe straight. When you're swinging long, you're not only going to get that block, you're going to get popped right in your damn chin. And that's almost a knockout for somebody with that power. Now, Gomes also strings that together with spinning elbows, which help her get the fight to the cage, where then she can utilize her strength, her power, the dirty boxing that she has, the close. And that is the key for Gomes. Talking about that, Dan, is that where you were kind of going with that as well, too, with that power?
Yeah, I mean, she has power with both her hands. It doesn't matter with that straight left that she throws or that straight right that she throws. And that jab, her jab has knocked people off their feet before too. So
yeah,
and I do not see Gomes clinching that much with the dirty boxing. I see her getting inside the pocket more and throwing those shots straight down the pipe, like you said.
Yeah. And that's where, like I said, it's going to lead to that spinning. Now, that's another problem, too. When you swing wild, if you come spinning and your arms like this, your chin is right there.
Yeah.
And she does this also, Gomes does that close to the cage as well, too. So for me, that's and it's crazy because Gomes is the underdog.
Yeah.
She's the underdog.
Yeah, well, Jan has fought the better competition. I mean, she did fight for the title 3 fights ago.
Yeah. So that being said, it's one of those things where you get this, you get that. This right here is a statement fight for Gomes.
Yeah.
This is kind of like Robertson a couple of weeks ago where she just couldn't overcome Dern. And that's no doubt, no problem with Robertson. It's what happens sometimes when you run into a champ wall like this. This isn't a champ wall. This is somebody she can actually, if she beats, she can start, Gomes that is, can start talking about, hey, maybe I need to move up a little more. Maybe I need to fight some rankings here. And maybe I can see if I can get this to the next step, because she looks good when she's in the ring, and she's always in a fight. Yeah. So for that, I do like her heart and everything like that. So this is a statement fight for her. This feels like another fight for Jan.
I agree. I think if Gomes does win this fight, I think that puts her in the upper echelon of the top 6. So I think she would be fighting the top 6 girls in that weight class. And I would love to see that, because I think there's some good fights for her.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, and then right now she's currently ranked number 14. Yeah. So, that would really help. All right, well, let's hit these numbers real quick. We got distance, yes, -250, knockout +260. Play that. I told you to play that, people. Sub +1,000, points -260, under 2.5 rounds +220. I like it. Let's go over to Jan's side. Moneyline, distance, yes, -104. Knockout points, -155. Love that for Jan. Knockout +700, points +100. Decision, no bet. You can play points and you can play decision, no bet on the Jan side. You'll be covered if that's all you want to play. Knockout, second and third round +1,200. I'm a sick guy. I throw money on it. Round 3 plus decision is a -110. If you feel that Jan's volume may outpace Gomes and that she might get the decision in her home, practically her home country, where she's at, then you're going to take that right there. That's probably easy and gives you finishing action. Let's get over Gomes' side. Moneyline, distance, yes, +250. Knockout points is +145. Knockout sub is +370. They got some low numbers on her. That makes you think. Knockout +550. Love that. Hit it. Sub 1,500. Weird things happen. Gomes is crazy. Let's throw 15% of a unit on it. Points +290. Decision, no bet, -158. If you are not confident and you play the Jan side and you play, say, that round 3 in decision at the -110 on Jan, and then you pop down, you do a decision, no bet, even if this goes to distance, you get your money back on Gomes, and then you get your round 3 in decision on the Jan side if she wins. Gomes wins, then we already gave you the sauce to win. So round 3 decision +230. What about those numbers, Dan?
To me, it sounds like it's a closer fight than people think.
Yeah, it really is. They're respecting Gomes' power,
Yeah.
but they didn't want to give it too much. But like
Yeah.
I said, the knockout at plus 550 is nice.
That is a nice one.
Yeah, I will take that. I will take that. But, you know, like practically exactly what I just said, how to play this fight is how you play this fight. You could play knockout. You could just easy simple it up, knockout points on her side, plus 145, and then over to the Yan side at round 3 and decision at negative 110, because in that way you have coverage for both fighters at what they can do. But we know we got all these played, man. And this fight could be this. I'm not going to say it could be fight of the night, but if these two girls stand in the middle of that ring, throwing elbows, nobody gets knocked out, and they stand and bang and both throw over 80 strikes, you could be looking at a fight of the night in this match.
I completely agree. I think this is going to be a banger. I think this is the best fight on the card, actually.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100. I mean, I think one that I would say maybe Jack Jenkins and Sean Woodson, but I think this is better because they're not ranked. They are.
Exactly.
It means more to the division.
Yeah, this means something. This means something in that division.
That's right. I totally agree with that. So, who do you got, and by what method?
I think this is going to be a close fight. I got Gomes winning by a very narrow decision.
Woo! We got points. I love it. So, of course, as we already said, Gomes points is plus 290. That gives you that. Of course, go ahead, throw in that decision no bet, negative 158. You get that thing. Knockout points for me. I'm picking Gomes. I came into this picking Yan on Tuesday. Then I said, you know what? I looked at the DraftKings lineups and things like that, and I go, Gomes can do this. Gomes can not only win this, but she can put out enough product on the DFS slate that can actually make her profitable on the DFS slate. And her price is great. I think she's 74, 72. She's down lower sevens, and you need that. This card wasn't hard pricing wise, but I need it. Yeah, I agree with you on that too, man. This is going to be a fun little Sheriff's Corral too. I kind of like it so far. All right. Well, we know what time it is. It's time for the main event. In this corner, we have Song Nurmagomedov versus Iheart Nurmagomedov. Dan, defend your fighter.
All right, man. You gave me Song Yadong. The Kung Fu Kid has fought the who's of this division since 2017. Even with losses to big names like Yan and O'Malley, Song has fought hard and brought them to decision and earned his respect every step of the way. He's a Sanda kickboxing prodigy that brings aggressive pressure, combining his hand speed with precision counters, powerful hooks, and he attacks the body with the best in the division. Song Yadong is a nightmare matchup for anybody.
Woo! Let's talk about my guy from Dagestan. Actually, Kizlyurt, Dagestan. And he's repping the Eagles MMA American Kickboxing Academy. Iheart Nurmagomedov is 20-1, the only one being Dvalishvili, who took him out at his own game. But my client is back. 2 knockouts, 7 subs, 11 decisions. He lived in a village with his brother Usman at a young age. That led to wrestling. Wrestling led to his Thai boxing, which led to MMA and being a combo sambo champion in the World WCSF World Championships. My client has multiple recognitions across all sports. He looks to power through your client's slow, precise shots as he picks his way to his body, where then he's taking him down. He's holding him down for 5 rounds, and he's going to make sure that by the end of this fight, he remembers the name Khabib. Let's talk about this fight.
This is the classic wrestler versus striker fight. And not 9 times out of 10, who wins that fight? The wrestler. The wrestler. I'm a big fan of Song Yadong. He proved to me that he belongs with the top of this division in that O'Malley fight and in that Peter Yan fight. I just do not see how he wrestles with Umar Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, and he's been real suspect with that as well too in the past. Now he's really good. He's fast. But the thing is so when I was going over, of course, more of the fight theory, and I was going to his fast, he sets the pace. You can't set the pace. But what will help Nurmagomedov in this fight is that teep kick. The teep kick that he sends down the middle towards the front, that's going to slow Song down. And when that slows Song down, that's going to lead to the stop. And that's when he's shooting, dude. I'm telling you, that shoot's going to come right in just like that. And that's going to be the end of it.
I mean, these Dagestani guys, I mean, it's kind of not fair what they do. I mean, all it is, 2 strikes, maybe a kick, single leg, double leg, clinch, just chain wrestling constantly, tiring people out, and then holding you down for 5 rounds, never trying to get a submission, never trying to get a finish, just laying on people to get the win.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, I'm just like, it's a winning formula.
Yeah,
we see this, but in no way do we hate it. We love it. We just at times try to become a more complete fighter, and that's what Umar's supposed to be. He's supposed to be that strike. He's supposed to use those teep kicks the way I said. He needs to do that. I really do think, because here's the thing. If Dvalishvili goes in there and runs through Yan after getting punked by Yan last time, he has his nightmare back in his nap. He's back to Dvalishvili, who's going to wrestle his ass. So
Yeah, but my thing with the whole teep kick and stand up and him being a stand-up fighter, as soon as he loses one exchange with Song Yadong, it's going to go to wrestling.
Yeah, you're right. That's what's going to end up happening. Yeah, I agree with that 100. Let's hit these numbers real quick, because I know we're going to talk about this fight. When I took this actual fight, when I did this fight earlier in the week, Yadong was a plus 420. Distance, no, negative 205. Knockout, plus 380. Love it. Sub, plus 410. Hit it. Telling you, hit it. Points, negative 220. Under 4.5 rounds at plus 180. Love it. Round 3 win, plus 1100. Ding, ding, ding. Why? Because if fight ends in 4 or 5 or by decision, you get the negative 370. Finishes in the third. The end of the fight's 4, 5, 6, 3, negative 370. Let's hit Song Yadong. Moneyline distance, no. He's got to knock him out. Plus 612. Decision, no bet. Plus 235. That's your key right there. Because this goes the distance. That means Nurmagomedov held him down the whole time. You're going to lose. Just play that. You'll get your money back as long as Nurmagomedov doesn't finish him. Knockout points, plus 490. I do love that. Got me a 25% of a unit on that. Knockout plus 1,000. It's possible, but it's not. Nurmagomedov never has felt that. So for me, I don't think he's going to feel it, but it's worth at plus 1,000 to play. Knockout, first, second, third round, plus 1,400. He has to get this fight over with fast. That is Song's only chance while he's fresh, because he's going to lose power, right, Dan?
I completely agree with that. If he doesn't get it over fast, he doesn't catch him in that first 2 exchanges, I just think it's going to be a long night.
Yeah. So win first, second, third round, plus 1,100. However, if for some reason he gets some kind of advantage, a win in the 4th, 5th, or decision is plus 700. Let's get over to the Nurmagomedov side. Moneyline distance, yes, negative 166. Of course, you're playing that. Decision, no bet, negative 330. That's not bad. Both those bets back to back, that's not bad. You just play them. Knockout sub, plus 230. Knockout points, plus 250. Sub points is negative 310. That's your safest bet. That is my bet. Nurmagomedov by sub or points, negative 310. That's my shit. Knockout, plus 700. Sub, plus 480. Yep. Points, negative 160. Win in the 4th, 5th, or by decision is negative 220. Now, I really liked that. That seemed like the cheat code, because if we can get past that 3rd round and all of the fury, that means Song is done. And the negative 220 to give me finishing action on the 4th, 5th, and just that point is nice. However, knockout, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round plus 1,200. Sub, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round plus 850. 3rd round is the key. Dan, what are the numbers telling you?
No one's giving Song Yadong a chance in this fight. That's what they're telling me.
No. Matter of fact, I don't think. I mean, there might be some wild people on Tapology, but I can tell you right now, they're nowhere to be found. Like, it might. I haven't looked at it. It's probably over 90%. If it's not over 90%, those people are wild. But I do put the bets on. I have bets on Song, and that's why we always hedge. We teach hedging. So you got to play smart. Like, I want to watch the fight. I will watch the fight. Well, because I'll be writing the article tomorrow about this time, and then the MLB betting article. And so for me, I'll see this going down, and that's what I'll see. But it sucks that I won't be able to see much.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. Who do you got and by what method?
I got Umar Nurmagomedov winning by a slow, methodical humping.
And that's about it. That is points, negative 160 at the point. So, and that's another thing too. I see so much finishing potential with this card. I just feel after the last couple weeks we had, after the freaking favorites that have been losing and things like that, I'm like, man, I can sense decision. I can sense decision alley. This is going to be another one of those decisions. And so I do agree with that. And that's why I'm covering with sub and points with Nurmagomedov. Of course, we are on the fence for every fight. And I did not pick the Gomes fight until today.
Yeah. This is what second time in the last 3 weeks we've been on the same side of the fence.
Yeah. I mean, we always seem to go 3-1, 2-1. So that's not bad.
Yeah.
We always when we do flip, the other one gets the flop.
Yeah,
that's the best part of us. So, all right. I mean, overall, this will be a good fight. As we know, it's the number 1 contenders match. It's going to set up. This could be where maybe Nurmagomedov overcomes Dvalishvili. I mean, after Jan was able to come back and beat Merab, do you think that Umar has a chance to do what Jan did?
No, I think Umar and Merab are 2 totally different things. I think Merab just wants to wrestle and punish people. He's another one that just slams you and holds you down and pick you back up and slam you and hold you down. But he doesn't lay on top of his people like the Dagestanis guys. I see no one in this division beating Pyotr Yan at all.
Oh, so
no one.
Well, yeah, you do love him. You do love him, and he's the champ. So we'll see that soon enough, and that fight will be covered by the Fight Club of Pain. Woo! That's when you'll get your stuff. All right. Well, you know what time of the day it is. It's the crazy time. It's our news segment because I felt like being a jerk. So it's that time of the day where we go, things that make me a jerk. Talking about you, Facebook. You can shut me down right now. You can do what you want. But the other 2 weeks that you have shut us down for what? Copyright? Whose copyright? That logo is mine. This is mine. I made that. Dan is his own person. I could take your broken ass logo out of here. And guess what? Even on the Dr. Roto network, Dr. Roto owns the network. The music is made by me. The words are made by me. The beat was made by my friend. Where are you saying that I am copyright infringement or that I am not paying for any of these? That is mine. I made that logo and I bought that. That is mine, Facebook. You need to stop with your bullshit and stop with the crap and trying to think that you could just subjugate people because you're trying to. They put me in yellow because I had this back-to-back, so now they want to limit what I'm doing. For what? What did I do wrong? I made everything self-content. Nobody, Dan, Soup Can of the Week, that's his. That's not yours, Facebook. Everybody still calls them tomato cans. We're the only people in the world that call it a soup can. And you're mad about that? Dan, what is wrong? Explain this to me.
I have no idea. That is one of the many reasons why I deleted my Facebook over 10 years ago. I could not stand it.
Oh, man. Facebook, you suck, but I love you, and I'm streaming on you right now. So thank you for not shutting me down. But if you shut me down after one of our cool-ass songs, that's a problem, because that's my song. That is my song. You get that? Woo! Let's get to the Sheriff's Corral, Dan. Woohoo! All right, we got a 3-leg parlay up here for you people. What do we think going down in the Riquilang and Asakura? You said knockout?
Yeah.
I agree with you. All right. Knockout points is negative 425. We're not looking for that. Let's see. Method of victory. Got Asakura by knockout is negative 175. I do like that. Let's see if we can get an earlier number. The negative one, it's negative 120 for a first or second round knockout. Do we do it, or do we just go knockout for the full fight, Dan?
I would just go knockout for the full fight. I think it ends in the second round. I don't know what round you think it ends in.
Yeah, I mean, I could, hold on here. I mean, no, we'll go with the negative 175. All right. Do you think Jan and Gomes goes the distance? We both have Gomes by points. Do we just pick distance?
Yeah.
Negative 250. All right, cool. Got that in there. Bang. Let's get to the next one. Of course, we got Nurmagomedov versus Song. In that right now, our parlay is a plus 120. What do we think? Does it go distance, or should we do the sub in points on that, or just?
What'll give us a higher payout?
Well, so the 4-5 or by decision would be, because that's a negative 4. That's a negative 110. So let's see if they still got that right there. No, that's we're going here. It's a negative 220 now. It's a negative 220. See, people, that number was recorded yesterday, and that's the difference of that. So, I mean, that gives us the finishing action for Nurmagomedov. I mean, I could go back over and just look at distance. Negative 200 or negative 210. Negative 210 gives us access to both people, but yeah. I don't know. I like the 4-5. Do you like the 4-5 decision for Nurmagomedov?
Yeah, 4-5 decision. I like that.
Okay, cool. So this week's Sheriff's Corral is a plus 220. That's not bad. Let's go 3-leg parlay. Let's throw that down. Bang bang. Oh, now YouTube just FanDuel says we don't know where you're at. So whatever. We got that right there.
Don't you hate that?
I always hate that. They were like, haha. The FanDuel's over there right there, like, he's ripping on YouTube or Facebook this week. And then they were like, watch this now. And they're like, hey, he's going for the parlay of pain. Go get him.
Shut him down.
Shut him down. Get him out of the ring. Get him out of the ring. All right. Well, it's that time of the week. Everybody, are you ready for the Soup Can of the Week? Ooh, yeah.
Live from the Fight Club of Pain. It's your host, Chef Dan. Welcome to the segment everybody loves. We call this the Soup Can. Where the worst fighters in the world get served. And we still cash out every single night. Step in the club like slow crowd chatter. I'm ringside laughing cause these hands don't matter. They shadow box air, miss jabs on the cam. Every swing is a meme, every punch is a scam. They hitting like pillows, we bet on the fade.
Reveal your Soup of the Week.
All right, man. My Soup Can of the Week is none other than Ding Mang. With a loss on the Contender Series and a loss in his debut UFC fight, Meng is riding a 2-fight skid inside the octagon, his only 2 fights in the UFC. I don't expect it to get any better this week. Ding Meng loses again by decision.
Woo-wee! That actually might be good. That might be a good number, man. Because honestly, as my decision is a plus 146 in that fight, a plus 146. So for me, that's crazy right there. I love that. That's it. That's the stuff, man. Ding Mang. What a name. What a name.
Like you said earlier, I was just going through stuff. I was like, that guy. I'm picking this guy.
You're like, yep, I'm thinking that guy. He's just like, yep. Oh, it's that guy.
Yep. I just put it on random and pointed. It's you.
All right, let's get to the DFS lineups and rankings. Boom. Oops, wrong side. I already had it. All right, so for my rankings this week, of course, it's Nurmagomedov. Number 1, Asakura. Number 2, I have Jenkins. I think that he can go the distance. I think he can put out enough. I actually white out Ding Bang. So I'm happy I did that. Jenkins. And of course, as I said earlier, Denise Gomes is my lowest. For my DFS lineup this week on DraftKings, we're going with Nurmagomedov, Asakura, Jingyang, Jenkins, Mang, and Gomes. This was my Tuesday lineup. I do have another lineup that is going to hit the Subs-Only Discord at Dr. Roto. Use code 2026 to get your percentage off of our package so that you can get that other lineup. This one was more of a sway because of Mings, and I didn't want to back off. I already had Jenkins in there. I already had Gomes in there. Yeah. But for me, it was kind of like running the Jingyang as well, too. That's not Yan Xinyan. Yeah. That's Ziyong Jingyang. Got it?
Ziyong Jingnan. Yeah. She's fighting Julia Pilastri, right?
Yes, yeah. So that's what I got. So, that's something I threw in there. I had to go cheap with Nurmagomedov, of course, and then Asakura. So that's kind of where it kind of went with that. And they have her, up there. So that's DFS. That's what we got going on. And I think I'm going to wake up to some money.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Sean Woodson, man.
Yeah, he's on another one of my lineups because I've been so wrapped up with like tennis and then just working and, just doing that I haven't built my lineup. So of course, after the show, I have to build the lineup because it starts in like freaking 7 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be building my lineups now and then doing my draft and everything like that. But man, is that time? Is that time of the show? It's that time of the show for the Parlay of Pain. Ooh, yeah. For the whole damn play. That's right. We're doing this and we're doing it style. You talked about and I was hungry. King Mang fight. No distance. Negative 196. We're going next up. Long. Another one of them is Zhongs. Decision no bet. Went a little crazy. Negative 166. Brings the Parlay of Pain second leg up to a plus 148. We got Ray Ciura. By knockout or sub is negative 175. The Parlay of Pain is now the third leg at plus 290. We got our guy Lima trying to come back after losing a very boring match to Borjas, who ran from him. Knockout sub, go for the thing, get back on your mantle. Negative 115 brings a Parlay of Pain to a plus 629. And for the final leg, we've got Bilal Hassan. I don't care where he flew. I don't care where he's been. He gonna knock that boy out. Knockout and sub, negative 185. brings the parlay of pain up to a plus 1,023. Dan, what you thinking about it?
I like all of those picks, man. I like them all.
I like them all. That long arm of the wolf. We're going to do this stuff. We're going to do it. I think I really like that it actually went over 1,000 this week. We're able to get some better numbers for once over the past couple of weeks. So when we did miss, we were just like treading water, treading mud. And now we have some substance to our bets and we can do it. But like I said, what keeps models current and on track is never steering from them. If I go and I change my whole model and say, well, I don't want to pick 5 fights this week because that's the way it is, then I don't give all of you that product that you deserve. So I'm going to find the best. I'm going to put it in there and we're going to roll.
I agree.
Woo.
I completely agree with you. I mean, you can't change what you've been doing right for over a year now.
Yeah. Yep. Can't do it just because they give you a negative 410. You can't change it.
Yep.
You know, and that's where it goes. All right. Let's saddle up, Cowboy. Let's talk about. We talked about ESPN rumors that they will not renew the WWE after 5 years. We'll see. Dan and I both picked Asakura to knock out Aurikileng. Gomes by points. We both have Gomes. And Nurmagomedov by points. I had sub in points. The Sheriff's Corral for those 3 fights put up to a plus 220. Things that make me a jerk. Facebook, let us stay. Thank you, Facebook. We love you for this week. And the soup can of the week is Ding Mang. Woo! All right, that was a fun little skit. I like it, man. Oh, do you like the things that make me a jerk instead of the fight card recap?
Yeah, I absolutely like it. And I mean, I want to get in on that because there's a lot of things that make me a jerk.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have you bring a jerk episode here sooner or later. We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll get this going. So let's get. So the Fight Club of Pain will be live next Thursday. That's supposed to say at 7 p.m. for UFC. Oh, actually, that is right. It is this Thursday. Look, I am politically correct. You know, I'm acting like I got CTE or something up here, but I don't. 7 p.m. for UFC Fight Night in Paris. Hooker versus Panas. Dude, does this look like another layup for Hooker, man?
He loses fights. I think he's going to win, and he wins fights. I think he's going to lose. So only God knows what's going to happen with Dan Hooker. That
will be on next week's show. Dan, we had another great show. This was fun. It sucked that nobody wanted to comment. Like, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
Get in here. Maybe it's Friday. They're all going out.
It's Friday. Everybody's out drinking, having a good time.
Well, I do know that the last time we had one of these, when it was Macau, we had a lot of people from Vietnam.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people from Ghana tune in, a lot of people from the Indonesian islands and, the Philippines. We had some of them come in too. So maybe that when we do shows like this, maybe for like us in Europe and we're in the United States, of course, and the United States, Canada, Mexico, we can't really get, we have everyday lives. Some of us farmers, and we can't always get up for these cards. So maybe that's why everybody kind of stayed away. That's what I'm getting. A lot of people are playing it small. I'm going to play it small. A lot of my big hits are watching the fights and then putting the whole card out. We don't have that week. We're just going to play some bets, wake up, got cash, and move on to the next day.
Absolutely.
All right, my brother, man. Thank you for coming on. Anything you want to shout out to anybody out there?
Oh, man, I just hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Be safe out there, people.
Have a great day, and always remember to bring the pain. Ooh, yeah.
Yo, everybody, it's your ride. So let's get to it.
Thanks for stopping by. Subscription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drrodo.com. Until the next visit, be well and take care.